talk to your family, your parents about their journey from Bhutan to Nepal to the camp. त्यो कन्भर्सेसनहरू कतिको रेगुलर रूपमा हुन्छ फ्यामिली
Here, there, almost daily नै हुन्छ, but nothing formal like in the city.
When that happens, जस्तै एउटा kind of sudden कुराले उहाँहरूको मेमोरी ट्रिगर गर्छ and then they talk about here and there स्टोरिजहरू भुटानको बारेमा. How does it land to you? Like,
It seems very movie-मै भन्ने जस्तो सुनिन्छ नि त. So it's very eye-opening with what daily life was, and they used to do that like very often either. And one thing I'm always shocked about कहानी सुन्दाखेरि is एउटा गाउँदेखि अर्को गाउँमा कुन घरमा को बसेको छ भनेर that has always shocked me. Like, how is that possible भन्ने हुन्छ किनकि हामीलाई त यहाँदेखि you go to a new city GPS नै चाहिन्छ. You need GPS, without it you're lost. Even like Harrisburgमा पनि if it's a new address GPS बिना मै पुग्दिनँ नि त. So for them to be like यो खोला छ, खोला काटेपछि ठुलो ढुङ्गो आउँछ अनि दाहिने जानु पर्यो, रुख छ, रुखको पछाडिको थर्ड हाउस इज यो मान्छेको घर. And it's like, how do you know that?
All right, welcome Bhagawat, and thank you for joining me to be unmasked.
Thank you for having me, Dai.
So मैले तिमीलाई चिन्दाखेरि I know you as a young leader. I think 3 वर्ष अगाडि एजेन्ट अफेयर्स युनाइटेडको क्याम्प फर इमर्जिङ लिडर्समा चाहिँ तिमी one of the core members थियो. Since then I have had the honor of working with you for so many years. I mean, 3 years is a lot of time, and I know you as a very bright, dedicated, committed young man. I'm just curious, when you think of yourself, how do you identify yourself? Like, who is Bhagawat?
I think Bhagawat, it's someone who likes to help people, but like greater context ma, I don't know who I am. Because there's a lot of different places, a lot of different people I'm around. So going into it, identity ko is something I'm figuring out for myself. I think it depends on what space I am in terms of who I am.
So situation anusar, and depending on whom you are talking to, the sense of identity पनि त्यसरी नै change भइरहेको हुन्छ. Like, that's how you experience.
I don't know if change is the right word, but like depending on the situation, kun identity ra kun perspective bhagat huncha bhanne chai yes. Like, for example, last year I was a student. That was my identity. But like at the same time, aruma work garदाखेरि community member plus community ma काम गर्ने मान्छे थिए. At home, like the different identities carry हुन्छ नि त, like mom dad को लागि son, siblings को लागि brother, सानो मेरो nephew, सानीमाको छोराहरू छन्, which like older brothers who, so it just depends who and where I am, I think.
And त्यो experience, like changing the hat multiple times in a day, like जस्तै स्कुलमा as a student, काममा Bhagawat as a leader, घरमा छोरा अथवा दाइ, त्यो जुन सिफ्ट गर्नुपर्छ, ऱ्यापिड सिफ्ट गर्नुपर्छ आइडेन्टिटीको, अथवा the hat that you wear, how do you experience that? Is it challenging or do you feel comfortable?
Comfortable, yes, किनकि अब बानी भयो नि त.
Used to buy,
used to, but like not that it's a bad thing or anything. It's a good thing depending on who you're speaking with. Like alili change हुनु पर्यो नि त. But I think it's a good thing, just figuring out कसरी ब्यालेन्स गर्ने भन्ने one thing अस्ति actually first F4 मा हुँदाखेरि प्रतीक दाइले he had mentioned like I'm a mentor but I'm also a mentee नि त and like that shift is very rapid if you're with someone who is your mentor and a mentee at the same time. So the shift sometimes is very fast. Like bhai पनि त्यही हुन्छ, mom dad पनि त्यही हुनुहुन्छ, and it's like you just pull and pick the hat that you're wearing at the same time. Yeah.
Which hat do you feel more comfortable?
I don't know if there is one specific hat. I think it at this point it has become natural to wear multiple hats, and it's multiple hats same time ma pani ni ta.
Right.
So I think just myself.
Yeah.
As a big hat, yeah.
So भर्खरै न्युयोर्कमा पर्सपेक्ट हिल फाउन्डेसनद्वारा you received an award called Youth in Community for your dedication, for your work in the community. What did that award mean to you?
It was an honor to receive the award and to have mom there witness the event. That was very powerful. किनकि घरमा they know what I do आरुमा. Like it's always like आरुको इभेन्ट छ, like आज मिटिङ छ, यो छ त्यो छ भनेर घरदेखि पनि हुन्छ, यता सेन्टरमा पनि आइन्छ नि त. So they know what I do, but they don't really know what I do. I think it's like education को इभेन्ट छ भनेर घरदेखि निस्किन्छु, but like other than that they don't know what I do at the event नि त. So to have mom there witness that event was really powerful, and I felt proud to have her there witness it. More on the event, I was honored to be selected as one of the winners. I know we had 3 in middle category ma. Very powerful event. Like me who's 22, to be recognized for doing something in the community was an honor. And at the event there were youths younger than me, and to know that there are youths from like all ages and all communities doing work for their specific community in whichever field they're inspired to be in, it's really nice.
Tell me about your work in the community. When did you start? What motivated you, and what you were trying to address in the community?
Yeah, well, community ma ta Harrisburg sareपछि I got involved with ARU, Camp for Emerging Leaders देखि, and then the journey has been amazing the whole 3+ years. That's how I got involved, and I stayed involved because Aruma, I don't know what it was that just kept me here, if that makes sense. I give the credit, I mean, I guess I do know why I stayed. It's the environment that was built in middle camp cohortma was, I think, very powerful, and it showed that camp isn't just a program where you come, talk, figure out what a problem is, but also solution lai figure out garera implement pani garnu parcha, and then you take it on, but like we are behind you, the leadership is behind you to support bhanne jun to environment dekhe ni. I think that's why I stayed. And final thing with what am I trying to address, I think education is what I want to address in the community.
What do you mean by that?
Like, for example, family ko uyasma, my mom and dad, they didn't go to formal education. No Bhutan ma, no Nepal ma, no America ma. So that has always touched a deeper side of me. And then Nepal ma, I was 7 when I moved to America. I think I was in 2nd grade ko first day Nepal ma gara, and then Kathmandu aune bela ma chodera I started 2nd grade in America, and now I have finished college. So that education journey has been amazing. I don't remember much about Nepal's education system nor the experiences I held from there. That America has been really powerful to show that with education, a lot can happen for a person. And that doesn't have to be like formal education either. It doesn't have to be college. Or it doesn't have to be the traditional route of college. And that's something, I think education is what I want to continue trying to solve.
Trying to solve. So what are the gaps that do you see in the community in terms of like education को कुराहरुमा इश्यूजहरु के देख्छौ कुन कुराहरुमा चाहिँ हामीले kind of resourcesहरु ल्याउन आवश्यक छ what are the challenges that the young people are facing right now? What is your observation?
I think one is understanding the system or system कस्तो छ भन्ने अहिलेको. There's a issue with that. One example I can think of is the system को misunderstanding भयो plus स्कुल र घरको दुईटा again hat जुन carry गर्नुपर्छ नि स्टुडेन्टले. I think that's also something that us as a community need to understand, and also the school has to kind of do something to address it. One thing was, I remember CAIU ko parent teacher conference ma janda, one of the teachers was like, oh yeah, the student doesn't make eye contact with me. For American teacher, that's not a good sign either. That means like the student is not paying attention or something is going on. It's not
disrespect पनि भन्छ नि हैन.
Yeah.
Eye contact is more respect अथवा paying attention भयो हैन.
Yeah. And then अब त्यो स्टुडेन्टले घरमा के सिकेको हुन सक्छ भने हाम्रो कम्युनिटीमा we don't make eye contact with elders when we speak. It seems as disrespect गरेको हुन्छ नि त. So I think त्यसमा चाहिँ what I told the teacher is, first, the student probably was not trying to be disrespectful, and that it's a cultural thing, and it's a mix of two cultures that the student is having a problem trying to decide which version to pick up on. किनकि घरमा आँखामा नहेरेर बोल्नु भनेको हुन्छ, and then स्कुलमा आउँदा आँखामा हेरेर बोल्नु भनेको हुन्छ. So it's like, okay, which one am I picking up at the same time? भन्ने. I think that is one of the issues that I personally see in the community in terms of education.
I'm curious about your own journey, educational journey नै भनौँ न. जस्तै 7 वर्षको हुँदाखेरि तिमी नेपालको एउटा रेफ्युजी क्याम्पदेखि अमेरिका आयो हैन. So how was that experience for you in terms of transition, in terms of like settling down, in terms of kind of picking up the culture, the language at that young age?
So mommy बुवाहरु भन्नुहुन्छ, as soon as we came to America, म भन्थे अरे कि माउला लग कि back to Nepal लग भनेर. And Maula was 8-hour car drive away. So हामी भर्जिनियामा आयौँ. Maula was in New York. So either Maula लानु पर्यो कि back to Nepal लानु पर्यो, which, that was not possible. So के गर्नु हुन्थ्यो भने, we would get up, किनकि we came summer at the end of the school year, so whole summer break थियो नि त. So we would get up, kind of then go on a walk. अनि अब बाटो नचिनेपछि के गर्थ्यौँ भने घरको अगाडिको बाटो, you either make a left or you make a right, and just you keep following that road until it's like, okay, let's go back. And they back road bato turn garo and then come back home. Yeah, that is what I remember first thing about America. And school ma, I think I got a easier side when I started school. Kinaki sathiharu sajile ni banai. There was 5-6 Nepali speaking Amre community ka sathiharu the, which I'm still friends with now. They had एक वर्ष अगाडि आएका थिए सो दे काइन्ड अफ न्यू यु नो द स्कुल सिस्टम यसो गर्नुपर्छ बिहान क्लासमा जाँदा यसो गर्नुपर्ने अनि उठेर अर्को क्लासमा जानुपर्ने सो लाइक माई स्केड्युल वाज फिक्स्ड विथ देयर्स सो द्याट मेड इट रियली इजी फर मी टु establish myself in the school.
So in terms of like navigating the classroom ko jun abo friend circle haru huncha ni what do you remember like let's say first day at school हैन अनि साथीहरु classmates हरु अथवा teacher हरु भेट्दाखेरि do you like what is your memory around that kind of first day at school ko?
Yeah, my homeroom teacher I forget her name, but she was really amazing. I still remember like Prajal, Pardeep Heru were some of my friends there. Kinaki your school ma you have assigned seats nita. So my seat was like in the middle. Ek tira Pardeep theo, I believe, arko tira Prajal theo. So it's like I was in the middle of them, which made it much more comfortable. And I think the school did try to do their best to help students, Amro community ko, kind of be more comfortable and not so scared. किनकि डर पनि थियो नि त like English थाहा छैन मलाई English थाहा छैन उनीहरूलाई नेपाली थाहा छैन so it's like how do you communicate so comfort wise I felt comfortable enough to kind of go through the school day.
Was there anything that surprised you?
I think
made you feel different or abnormal or not regular? I mean I know it was your first day, so I mean the experience in itself is quite different, right? Yeah, I just wanted to kind of like dig into your memories.
I think not understanding what was going on. Like, yes, I had friends who were like, oh, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that. But, like, not fully understanding what the teacher is saying felt different and scary. I remember there was a student misunderstanding was at the moment. अहिले आएर backtrack गरेर सोच्दाखेरि he was trying to be nice. He was trying to be a good classmate, a good friend नि त. But there was a student who would always, you know, speak with me, wave, just to like try to have a conversation. But to someone who doesn't understand, जे पनि भन्न सकेको हुन्छ नि त. But like अहिले बुझ्दाखेरि and I backtrack and I'm like, oh, he was just trying to be nice to me, to a student who didn't know the language, didn't know what was going on भन्ने. So I think त्यस्तो misunderstandingsहरू मलाई पनि भयो and then I think a lot of the community students have gone through that where language ले गरेर misunderstanding भएको नि.
Middle school को experience कस्तो भयो?
Middle school was a journey. I think that's a good word to describe it. So I went to a middle school for the first 2 years. म मात्रै Bhutanese Nepali speaking student in all of middle school. So 6th or 7th grade.
पहिलाको स्कुलदेखि I mean did your family move to another location or how come like किनभने elementary school मा there were some friends, right? त्यस पछाडि के भयो like I mean you were the only one भन्नाले family move गर्यो कि कसो like did you move to another place?
So elementary school ma 2nd and 3rd grade I did it at one school and then 4th or 5th grade I did it at another elementary school. But we stayed at the same house. So I'm not sure why I moved to a different school.
अरु साथीहरु move भएन?
Some of them did. एक दुईजना did. So not sure के भएर move गर्यौं हैन किनकि like most of us lived in the same house. Like म मेरै घरमा थिएँ for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th grade. So किन भएर shift भयो त्यो थाहा भएन. Same with middle school. So most of them went to one middle school and most of them lived at the same like apartment or complex but we lived kind of far away, so I got into a different school. But then the weird part was mero didi Niru, same houseman. She was, I think, 2 grades above me. So when I was in 6th, she would have been 8th. She went to a completely different middle school. So not sure kasari garera eta uta bha. But we did move, I believe, in between amro 5th grade or 6th grade ko. Maybe that did something, but not sure.
So you were talking about you were the only Nepali kid in the class?
Yeah. Not the whole school.
The whole school?
The whole school, yeah. 6th or 7th grade, man. I was the only Nepali bolne student in all of the whole school.
What was that experience like?
It was, किनकि 5th grade सम्ममा स्कुलमा हुँदा English पनि बोलिन्थ्यो, Nepali पनि बोलिन्थ्यो नि त. And then I went into middle school and it was like the English the whole day. बिहान उठ्दाखेरि घरमा नेपाली बोलो. From the moment I stepped onto the bus until like I got off the bus, it was all English. So that was very, I'm not sure what even a good word would describe that. The 8-9 घण्टा पनि किनकि ल्याङ्ग्वेजले comfort बनाउँछ. Like Nepali, speak Nepali with someone else, it feels more comfortable and natural.
Did you wish you had Nepali friends? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And then I got to 8th grade, and one of my cousins, she came to 6th grade. So just even randomly, it's not like we ever had a class together, but like randomly, launch maki kaile huncha, depending on the schedule, if we saw each other, like bolinthyo ni ta alikati, even if it's like 1 word, 2 word, and I felt more me to speak in Nepali, even at school.
Take me into the transition from middle school to high school. What does it mean to be a high schooler?
8th grade finish, going to 9th grade, and then it went into a 180. So middle school ma 1 of 2 Nepali students. High school ma 1 of over 100, I would say. So that was a very big transition. Paila Nepali nabolne, and then pretty much in every single classroom, now I had someone else who was Nepali. So that was a big transition.
अनि हाई स्कुलमा पढ्दै गर्दाखेरि आई बिलिभ जस्तो लेट्स से 9th grade 10th gradeमा कति वर्षको थियो?
I was 7 in 2nd grade. So when I see
14, 15.
14, 15. Yeah.
So I believe that's when kind of like you begin to think about your future. अब हाई स्कुल सके पछाडि के पढ्ने, कुन कलेज जाने, के बन्ने भन्ने कुराहरू. How do you remember those transition around becoming?
I think कलेज जाने भनेर त 11th grade मा आइपुगेपछि मात्रै माइन्डले पनि ओके हाई स्कुल सकिन आँटो, gotta do something after high school भन्ने उयो भयो. 9th र 10th मा त I don't think I even remember like, oh yeah, like कलेज जान्छु होला भनेर, किनकि there was almost no one before me to show me that was an option either. So if you don't know, how can you even dream about going to college? Like मेरो काकाको छोरा, who's a doctor now, he had gone to college. I think that when I was in 9th, he was probably in college by that time, but it was like one of a few. So without seeing someone like yourself in a position, you kind of don't think you can do it. And that's a very powerful thing, I say. किनकि त्यो झन् imposter syndrome हो नि त. If you can't see someone like yourself in a certain position, you won't try to get into that position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So 9th grade or 10th grade ma mentors नहुँदाको impact, what do you think? Like, did you wish you had a mentor at the time, or were you okay not having mentor, having fun?
At that point, I don't think I wanted a mentor. Mentor भनेकै के हो भनेर थाहा थिएन नि त, right?
Yeah.
But now, if I had, like, thinking back now, if I had one, sometimes I think के different हुन्थ्यो होला भन्ने नि. Like, would I have gone to a different college? अर्कै के पढ्दै थियो कि? Like, would I be at a different position now भन्ने? But I think everything that has happened in the 22 years of my life has happened for a reason. And I don't know if I would go back. If I had the ability to go back and change anything, I don't know if I would. Okay? I'm happy where I am now. Like, everything that has happened till now has led me up until here. Harrisburgमा आएर, even Harrisburgमा सर्नु पनि, it's not something I wanted. And I'm glad we did move. The friends who I call brothers now, are amazing. Like, my life is really good. The work I am doing for the community or trying to do is something I'm proud of, and I think everything happened for a reason, and in my case, a good reason.
So, high school experience ma, looking back, what do you think are some of the common challenges that a high schooler, or especially from new immigrant backgrounds or refugee background, what do you think are some of the common challenges that they face?
अघि भने जस्तो system नबुझ्नु, and then a student having to hold multiple hats. Like, one example, 5th grade ma, I remember बुवारमा parent teacher conference मा गयौँ. So whatever, let's say 12 बजेको थियो, we got up, went, बसमा गएर स्कुल पुग्यौँ, went out, off the bus into the school, टिचरसँग बोलिरहेका छौँ, and then we had someone who interpret गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो नि त. अनि टिचरले एक थोक भनिदिँदैछ, उहाँले अर्कै थोक भनिदिनु भयो बुवालाई. I remember it, and I'm like, okay, like, that's not what he said, or that's not what the teacher said. And having to explain to dad, किन चाहिँ जसले भन्नु भयो त्यहाँनिर अलिकति difference versus what the teacher was saying. So having to kind of translate and do that role too at the same time was, I think that's something a lot of immigrant communities, students have to do, right, which should not be their responsibility at all. As a student, you have so many responsibilities, and then having to add another responsibility on top of everything they're trying to do is something that I think us as a community, and I'm not saying us as in like Amromate, any community should look into helping the students more, and also the school system helping the students and the families more.
Mainstream culture, the dominant culture, so which is very different than Nepali culture. How easy was it for you to kind of get used to the mainstream culture? Kind of, for example, making friends who is outside our culture, त्यो process navigate गर्न कतिको साह्रो गाह्रो सजिलो?
For elementary school ma, it was okay, किनकि दुईटै culture को साथी थिए नि त. And then middle school hit, and then it was only from not the community. And then high school ma पनि community को पनि छ, non-community को पनि छ. So here and there issues that थियो, making friends, but it felt easy enough just enough to a point where I was able to be friends with people from the community, non-community, Americans, different immigrant community students.
Cool. And then college-ma timle ke padyo?
Computer science.
Computer science.
Yeah.
And you recently graduated as well. And you
Recently.
got your job as well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you also got the award for your community work. That's big time. Back-to-back success. Augie, when you were talking about your parents and their experiences, you mentioned उहाँहरूको त्यो एक्सपिरियन्सेसले kind of deeper levelमा impact पारेको थियो भन्ने कुरो. What do you mean by that?
Like, I love listening to Bhutanko, Nepalko kahaniharu. Like, I remember, like, my grandma, who is 93, she loves telling stories. Like, Bhutanma yesto thyo, यसरी गयौँ भुटानमा भन्ने नि त. And then same with mom, same with dad. And I understand कि the access to education for my parents, and just not my parents, like, parents who are of students in Bhutan was not the easiest. Mommy के भन्नुहुन्छ भने घरमा सोध्नु भयो अरे. सो मम्मीको घरमा मेरो मावलामा को स्कुल जाने भनेर. And my mom was one of the first ones who said she did not want to go to school.
किन?
I can only assume किनकि स्कुल जान टाढा थियो. अब ल्याङ्ग्वेजको पनि इस्यु थियो होला. नेपाली किनकि अब I can't speak on अब एजुकेसन कस्तो थियो. But probably similar issues that I went through ल्याङ्ग्वेजकोमा. अब यहाँ भनेको इङ्ग्लिस बोलिन्थ्यो. मेबी भुटानमा जङ्खा मात्रै हुन्थ्यो कि नेपाली नभएर जङ्खा मात्रै पढाउँथ्यो कि जङ्खामै बोल्नुपर्ने हुन्थ्यो होइन. And I'm not saying that as a definite यस्तै हो भनेर, but that's something I'm inferring किनकि मलाई पनि त्यस्तै भएको थियो नि त. So some things like that, and it's eye-opening for me to hear that she was one of the first ones who did not want to go to school, especially with how much she has pushed for all my siblings to go get an education. And maybe that's because she wasn't able to get one, and she's pushing us to get formal education,
right.
which will help us.
So at some point your family left Bhutan because of the expulsion by the government of Bhutan, right? And then had to live in refugee camps. How often do you talk to your family, your parents, about their journey from Bhutan to Nepal to the camp? त्यो कन्भर्सेसनहरू कतिको kind of regular रूपमा हुन्छ फ्यामिलीमा?
A lot of times, but it's not like, okay, चेयरमा बसौँ भुटानको कहानी सुनौँ भन्ने हुँदैन. But it's more casual, like you'll be watching TV अनि अब कुन सिनमा माउन्टेनहरूको आउँछ, and then mom, dad, grandma will be like, भुटान पनि त्यस्तै थियो.
Yeah.
कि अब बाटो हेर्दाखेरि हामीले सुन्तोला बोकेर यति घन्टा हिँडेर गएर बेच्थ्यौँ अनि ब्याक आउँथ्यौँ भन्ने. Like it's very here, there, almost daily नै हुन्छ, but nothing formal, like nothing sitting there.
When that happens, जस्तै एउटा kind of sudden कुराले उहाँहरूको memory trigger गर्छ, and then they talk about here and there stories-हरू भुटानको बारेमा. How does it land to you? Like how do you experience that? What do you think about what's happening in their head or in their experiences? Or like what does it make you feel?
It's eye-opening किनकि to carry, let's say like 30 pounds of suntola on a mountain terrain to go to बजारमा गएर बेचेर अनि के पैसा कति आएको छ अरू थोक किनेर ब्याक आउनु, it's eye opening because we don't do that now. It seems very movie मै भन्ने जस्तो सुनिन्छ नि त. So it's very eye opening with what daily life was, and they used to do that like very often either. And one thing I'm always shocked about कहानी सुन्दाखेरि is एउटा गाउँदेखि अर्को गाउँमा कुन घरमा को बसेको छ भनेर, that has always shocked me. Like how is that possible भन्ने हुन्छ किनकि हामीलाई त यहाँदेखि you go to a new city GPS ऐ चाहिन्छ. You need GPS, without it you're lost. Even like Harrisburgमा पनि if it's a new address GPS बिना मै पुग्दिनँ नि त.
Right.
So for them to be like यो खोला छ, खोला काटेपछि ठुलो ढुङ्गो आउँछ अनि दाहिने जानु पर्यो, रुख छ, रुखको पछाडिको थर्ड हाउस इज यो मान्छेको घर, and it's like how do you know that? So so that type of communication skill is I'm very impressed by it. Yeah.
And you were born in
Goldab
refugee camp,
yeah.
right? Do you have any memories of growing up in the camp?
Camp I don't remember much, and I have a guess as why that is. नेपालको कति remember छ भने first time गोल्दाबमा आगो लाग्दा I remember अलिकति. I almost got lost. अनि दिदीले ब्याग ल्याउनु भएछ. I remember that part and that part only, आगोको. अनि आगो लागिसकेपछि पुलिस क्याम्पको पछाडि बसेको त्यति याद छ. अनि घर अगाडि अचारजा अङ्कल हुनुहुन्छ भनेर त्यति याद छ. Other than that, my mind is blank नेपालको. And I'm guessing my mind does that to kind of keep me safe. Because that life was hard, Nita. Even for a 7-year-old, I think was difficult. So I think my mind is kind of blocking out that side of the first 7 years to kind of keep me safe.
This was started at 7. You were told that we're going to America, right? Two news, when you heard that, what came to your mind?
The funny thing is, I don't remember it. Like, when I say, like, I don't remember, other than मैले जुन आगोको अलिकति सेक्सन, आगो लागेर घर सरेको कहाँ थियौँ भनेर थाहा छ, अनि अगाडिको एकजना अङ्कल थाहा छ.
So even transition from
Nothing.
Camp to America?
Well, transitionमा I remember, I think काठमाडौँमा होला, we stayed in that housing.
Right.
Yeah, I remember, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm like मेरो माइन्डले मेकअप गरेको, there were bunk beds.
Yeah. Bunk beds, yeah.
And I remember the dal. And दिन्थ्यो नि दाल दाल र भात
धेरैजनालाई सर्भ गर्नको लागि one of the food item was dal, yeah.
And I remember त्यो दाल यति मिठो थियो. That's like, I think the best dal I have ever had in my life. That's all I remember though. त्यहाँदेखि अरू nothing. Like, it's eye-opening.
Even just a planeमा चढेर आउँदै गरेको
Nothing.
Interesting.
Because like, I was 7, so I should remember Nita. A 7-year-old, like, they can remember more. And I feel like I should remember more, but I don't. And it's, I don't know, sometimes I'm shocked. Like, घरमा अब हामी यस्तो गर्थ्यौँ तैँले यसो गरेको थिइस्, like 6 वर्षको हुँदा भन्नुहुन्छ. And I'm like, I don't remember. And it's not a lie. just don't remember. Like Maula gako pani त्यस्तो याद छैन. Like I know I went. Like अब मामाहरूलाई देखेको थाहा छ. But like why did we go? कतिखेप गयौँ. Or like अब हाम्रो communityमा someone older would have like helped me and आउनुहुन्छ and then oh yeah त सानो हुँदाखेरि हामी आएका थियौँ तँलाई बोकेका थियौँ भन्नुहुन्छ. And I'm like probably have. Like I doubt you're lying, होइन? But like I don't remember.
If you had a magical power to remember before 7, would you want to remember?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
I don't know. I think it would give me a wider understanding of who I am. Like I know who I am, but like that first 7 years, a lot of information is missing, Nita. And probably the 7 years at the refugee camp, it has played a role in who I am as a person, as what I'm doing, like Aruko work ma plus Baira, you know? It has a big impact. And I think understanding that would kind of paint a bigger picture.
Let's come back to college graduation. Why computer science? Why did you choose computer science?
From what I know, Nepalko bareबाट, technology was not it. थिएन नि त क्याम्पमा. अनि त्यो त I hear it पढ्दाखेरि ल्यान्टर्न बालेर पढेको कुरो, right? अनि अमेरिका आउने बित्तिकै on and off light switch. There's a TV now. There's a chulo that somehow you press it, twist it, and त्यहाँदेखि सबै थोक पकाउँदा हुन्छ अरे भन्ने. I think that influx of technology had interested me. And computer science, when I entered, was stable. It was a stable field. But then by the time I graduated, field was not stable.
What do you mean by that?
AI is what I mean. Took a lot of jobs. And also, it's so saturated. So many people are in that field now that finding a job was very difficult. Like, I graduated in May of 2025. मैले त काम एप्लाई गर्न December of 24 सुरु गरेको नि त.
Oh wow.
So like you interview, and then in the interview you tell them, yeah, I graduated in May, and that's okay with them. That's what you're supposed to do, Nita.
Okay.
But then from December 24, I didn't find anything until my first work day was January 27th of this year, of 2026. So over a year of job hunting, which...
How was that experience for you? Like job hunting, and I'm sure like you applied to multiple companies. Tell me about your experience.
Multiple companies is a understatement.
Okay. Tell me the number if you have the number.
I don't have a number. You application आउँछ, you fill it out, and then you wait. अर्को आउँछ, and you wait. Like LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed. I had signed up on those 3 websites on specific job titles to look out for. And then you get a list, you apply. And त्यसलाई चाहिँ cold applying भन्छ. So you just apply to apply. And what a better strategy would have been is applying through a referral. If you know someone at a company, but that knowing part is the difficult part for, I think, हाम्रो communityमा. किनकि we have been here since 2008. And since then we have people in a lot of different fields. But the connection build garna is, I think, one of the most important things for students and the community to do. I think it would have made my job hunting easier if I knew someone at a specific company. It shows value that your current employee is referring someone because they know they can do the work or they trust them. But that journey when I was applying was very stressful.
Mm-hmm. How did you navigate those stressful moments?
Apply and apply, keep applying, right? The stress lai handle garna, family helped because they knew I finished college, job hunt gardaisa bhanne. So there wasn't that family pressure of like काम भेटेको छैन, खोजेको पनि छैन भन्ने पनि हुन्छ नि त. But it's like I am. So those family-देखि pressure नहुँदाखेरि it helped. किनकि I don't know how much more I could have handled if काम नभेटेको stress अर्कै लेभलको हुन्छ. मेमा graduate गरेको, it's like December and still don't have a job. So without that family pressure, it made it easier, yeah.
Was there a moment when you felt like I should give up?
Oh yeah, so many times. Like, so I don't know why काम apply गर्न nighttime would work for me. Like when everything is quiet, घरमा पनि सबैजना सुत्नु भएको छ, start applying. There have been multiple times when I was like, यति application भरिसकेँ केही पनि आउँदैन. And when I say केही पनि आउँदैन, like no communication from employer ko side. Like one funny, traumatic, sad mix of those three words experience. I don't know what company I applied to. I applied to a company at 1:05 p.m. in the afternoon. I got a rejection email at 1:28.
Wow.
So
same day. Right.
23 minutes later.
Wow.
Yeah.
They might be using AI.
They probably were. They probably were using AI. And it's like 23 minutes, man, how is my application getting submitted? Someone reviewing it and then sending a rejection email. And it's like, this don't you feel very stressed out and just like, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want a job. Mind let that game khelna thalo ni ta.
What kept you going?
Those around me kind of believing that I could and I should keep applying helped. And my friends, college ko sathiyharu, there's 8 of us who got super close. And they helped too. Kinaki I knew I wasn't the only one going through it. I mean, 8 janama college सक्दाखेरि 1 जनाले मात्रै काम पाएको थियो. So there were 7 of us still looking for a job. And one after another, कसले पायो, म्याराले पायो, अनि नारायणले पायो, and then someone else got it. So it was like, okay, it's going to take some time, but काम भेटिने रहेछ भनेर त्यतादेखि पनि help भयो.
Can you tell me अहिले कहाँ काम पाएको छौ, काम गर्दैछौ?
Yeah, I started working as a software engineer at Berktech in New Holland, who got purchased by Leviton. And in Leviton, it's a end-to-end electrical company. So imagine घर बनाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ, pretty much any electrical stuff you need at that house, from like wiring देखि लगेर light bulbहरू, switches, outletहरू, Leviton makes it. And a lot of the houses probably has Leviton items in it.
So, reflecting on your journey, if you are to give advice to, I mean, I know you're you're very young right now, like 22 years old. But if you are to give advice to a younger Bhagat, what would you advise?
I think this advice I have heard so many times, and it seems very cliche to be the one also giving advice to a younger me or a younger community ko bhai bhainihरुलाई. Make the most of any opportunity you get. Like, grab it and just keep running with any opportunity. Like, Aruma join garda, it was just for camp ni ta. Camp ma join bhako thiएँ. Somehow, one way or another, I stayed. And I think I am making the most of this experience ni ta. I have learned so many things about who I am as a person. What type of community do I see for us? And the leadership that I want to be in, and also to have people of leadership positions that truly care about who they're helping, and also pushing others to become leaders.
What is leadership for you?
So, for me, leadership is not about you specifically. It's about the others around you. Like, I used to think when I saw people in positions, no movie ma was even like political side ma, I used to think like, oh, if you're a leader, you do everything. Like, आफूले मात्रै गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने. But then I have realized leadership is less about what you do and what those people around you do. And you control what people around you do, Nita. If you want to be a very controlling leader, then that just kills the leadership around you. But if the leadership that you have allows others to lead in a good way, in a creative way, in a way where they can do what they want, but then you're also there when they need support, I think that's the healthy type of leadership that we need more of.
Let's look at the future. 5 to 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Tech field, somewhere in there. Or, honestly, not in the tech field. Like, when I started the rapid response work, Aruma.
Tell me, elaborate more on rapid response.
Okay. Yeah, so March of 2025, we started rapid response camp. I remember, so that was my last semester college. I remember coming back from Germany. Actually, before I went to Germany, I had not heard anything about Amro community ma detention or deportation. Maybe it was happening. I just hadn't heard about it, right? Germany going, gume, through the school. I came back, and I remember I was either in the office or you texted or called me and said, by your meetings with community members, can you join? And I joined. And I think that was one of the first moments I remember when we were like, okay, I didn't realize this was going on. And then we stayed involved.
When you said this is going on, detention, deportation.
Yes.
Issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Community mad, folks were getting picked up, jailed, detained, and the family didn't know what was going on. घरमा आएर ढकढक पारेर दैलो खोलेर भित्र पसेर फ्यामिली मेम्बरले लिएर जाँदा it's a kidnapping. Like, it's one thing if there was communication. If there was a दैलोमा ढकढक पार्ने, this is the reason why we came, he needs to go with us, she needs to go with us, whatever bhanera lera janu, that's one thing. But if ढकढक पार्ने टिपेर लिएर जाँदा, family members don't know what just happened. Who is the person that just took my family member? And that's scary. And the fact that it's still happening today is scarier because it has almost become the norm throughout the state.
So as a young leader in the community, who is also pursuing your own career in computer science or tech industry, how do you balance this community work and your career, which does seem like in two different...
It's different.
Two different worlds, different, right?
Yeah. The work I do with Aru, it feeds the soul. Like computer science ko, it feeds the pocket. And unfortunately, paisa चाहिन्छ, हैन?
Right.
But like the work I'm doing at Aru, it's feeding the soul. It's much more reflective and makes me happier. I mean, I love the money, like paisa त चाहिँदो रहेछ, but this work is really what is amazing.
What inspires you?
I think just making a system or something that helps the generation after me. Like मेरो सानीमाको दुईजना छोरा छन् नि त, स्वप्निल र
right.
सौर्य.
Swapnil is soccer खेल्ने भाइ नि त?
Yeah.
Yeah.
उसको भाइ स्वप्निल is 8 and Saurya is 4. And I don't know, I think they inspire me because I hope they don't face the same issues I went through when I was in school, right? But like, it's not like we as an organization or me as Bhagat will be able to get rid of 100% of the issues in the education system. हाम्रो community perspective, but like if I'm able to, help tweak it here and there,
right.
That's the goal, I think.
Thank you so much for this time, and congratulations again for the Youth in Community Award, and best of luck for your future.
Thank you, Dai.
Thank you.
Thank you.